Hello and welcome to my little vanity setup that I have for today's episode. I'm really excited about this fun little cosplay project that I'm stepping into today. I am not turning myself into a character. I am turning myself into my great-grandmother. I have seen other creators do this in the past, and it's something I've always really wanted to do. I am very, very big on ancestry and family history and history in general. I have a pretty substantial collection of actual and scanned in family photographs, and it's just something that means a great deal to me. So I loved the idea of this project. I love the idea of seeing myself in someone I never had the privilege of meeting. So today I'm going to be turning myself, hair and makeup, into my great-grandmother Elizabeth. This is my paternal great-grandmother and my grandma's mom. My grandma always said that she thought that my great-grandmother and I had a lot of things in common. She worked as a hairstylist, owned her own beauty salon, which was attached to her home. My great-grandmother Elizabeth, or Bit as she was very fondly referred to, she really always dreamed of going to California and making it in the pictures and being an actress and being a part of this glamorous Hollywood experience. I have not had a particularly glamorous Hollywood experience by any means, but I did double major in theater performance and graphic design illustration in college for my Bachelor of Arts, and it's something that's really special to me. I have had the privilege of being a part of so many different plays and musicals and even a little bit of film in my lifelong love journey with acting and theater. So I'd say it's definitely something that is special, that connects us. There's actually a really sweet story that I'm going to share in the next episode that kind of relates back to this. So, not to make the intro too long, as I know I'm definitely not one to do. I'm gonna try and keep it short and get to the point. So essentially the plan for today is I'm going to be doing hair and makeup right here, and you will follow along with that journey. I have a blazer that sort of works with the top that she's wearing in that photograph. It is just not quite the right color, it's not a solid, but once I'm ready, I'm gonna take some photos and then I'm going to edit the photo to match her portrait, and then I'll be putting them side by side. I think it is gonna be a really cool experience and I can't wait to get started. So let us begin with hair. Okay, welcome to a different angle. I do apologize that this blanket looks like a hurricane behind me, but it's because there is a little cuteness in there and she doesn't want to leave, so I can't kick her out because that's the rule of cats. I usually like a very clean setup, especially if I'm going to be doing something like this and posting it on the internet. But the bed's about as made as it's going to be made because the queen has spoken. So we are getting started with hair. I have my curling iron heating up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna start with my dry shampoo. My hair is a little bit greasy because it is third day hair. I am anticipating washing it after this anyway because I'm gonna be using the very strong version of the hairspray that I like, and it just really leaves you feel like you put strong hairspray in your hair, but it holds. It does an excellent job, but when you brush through it, you just want to wash it. So especially if you have hairsprayed your hair recently, which I did yesterday. So I'm gonna wash it anyway. And there she goes. She's leaving. Of course she's leaving. I'm just hitting the spots where I feel like it's usually the greasiest. I always hit the same spots. I don't know if there is a particularly like right way to dry shampoo. I'm sure that there is. I just kind of put it in my spots that I like to hit with it, and then I massage it into my scalp like it's shampoo. Now because we're doing a little bit of a crazy hairstyle that is going to involve a lot of pinning, because as you can see, I have long hair and my great-grandmother has very short hair. So there I think is a little bit of forgiveness in terms of some of that, you know, powder residue that you sometimes get with dry shampoo. I don't know. I think this should be fine. But look, it's so much less flat. It's got the fluff back. So, and we like the fluff. Okay. So now that I have dry shampooed, I'm gonna brush through my hair again one more time. So we're in good shape. Now that I've brushed, I have this little bag that holds all of my duckbill clips and things, big and small, all sizes in here, at the ready. And what I'm gonna do is I am essentially going to kind of curl pattern the way I would normally do my hair. I usually use hot rollers. Sometimes I sleep in with a foam roller set if I want a little bit more of that floofy Rita Hayworth kind of thing. But usually I like a little bit more of those like bouncy, loose kind of 50s inspired waves. So I like the hot rollers, but because I'm gonna need to be pinning up a lot of my hair and sort of styling it in almost like a curled back sort of way anyway, I figured that the barrel of this curling iron, which is an inch, I figured that this would probably do the trick. So I'm gonna be curling in smaller sections, pinning them really tight because I want to keep it tight because I have to give myself the illusion of having a short hairdo. So I've never done this before. This is very much trial and error. We're experiencing new things here together on a weekly basis. Is essentially the gist of a lot of what happens on my YouTube channel. And then we're just gonna kind of speed through it, and then I will meet you back here for makeup. Hi, just checking in. I just wanted to mention something that I realized I'm gonna do when I get to the editing stage of this process, because as I'm looking at her hair and as I'm trying to sort of curl my hair in the right directions to keep them rolled and pin them and kind of pull them to look like a poofy, short, curled hairdo. When I get into Photoshop, I'm gonna steal some of these little wispies she's got on the side that I really just can't completely accurately recreate with the length of my hair being what it is. And I think it's really going to make the final end result look a lot more realistic and look a lot more accurate than what you guys might see just on the end of this camera as we move through the process. I'm hoping it will still look good, but I think that, just missed some. I think that adding that element of tweaking the hair is really beneficial to creating the cleanest final product that we can, you know? I just think it's gonna make it look real nice. I think it's just gonna make it look more like her. That's gonna kinda go here. So she's looking this way. I just realized our parts are on different sides. So, more Photoshop magic coming your way. That's fine. These things happen, but I'm already halfway through, so we're just gonna roll with it, and it is gonna be absolutely dandy, dandy, dandy. Anybody else's entire TikTok feed therapy from Tick Tick Boom? But yeah, so basically this entire time, my whole brain has just been feeling badly about you, feeling badly about me, feeling badly about you. All I want to do is throw my arms in the air and swish my head back and forth, but it would ruin all of the hard work that we're putting in right now. So we set our curls with the hairspray, and then I, like many of my fellow vintage enthusiast compatriots, use a silk scarf to tie my hair up and protect it while it cools, and to just kind of generally keep it tucked and in place. Okay. So we have our little headscarf tied, and now we can move on to the makeup. Okay, so let's get started with makeup. She is not wearing a ton of makeup, so it should be pretty quick and easy, but I say that now, and we'll see. I would also like to note that my contour guy little thing fell out of my hands and broke into a million pieces right when I was setting up to film this, so I brought an eyeshadow palette, and we'll see what we're gonna do with that. I would also like to note that I am not a hairstylist and not a beauty stylist. I just put stuff on my face every day, and I know what works for me, and I don't really change stuff a lot unless there's something that I really, really like that I want to try. And so I'm pretty boring. I'm very, very simple with the products that I use. This isn't everything that I would use on myself necessarily, but it's most everything that I would use on a daily basis. I'm using lipstick today. I usually like to use the, what is it? Like liquid to matte ColourPop liquid lipsticks. I love those. They last such a long time, and I also like that I can still wear some of them under my mask, and when I get home I can still feel pretty and like I did my face, because there's something therapeutic for me about getting ready in the morning and just doing my whole routine. So I like to do that pretty much every day unless I'm really not feeling it, or I'm doing a crazy project that requires me to just look okay and get through it. But that being said, not a beauty guru, not a beauty person. I do know that I must prime my face before we begin. I also have cleaned my hands. I have not cleaned my brushes because I'm a bad beauty person. I also don't really know. I've tried a couple ways of cleaning my brushes, and every single thing that I've tried has just been okay. So if anybody has any excellent recommendations about beauty brush cleaning, that would be fabulous. I would really appreciate that. So I'm gonna apply my primer. I use a tone correct primer because my complexion is not perfectly even. I get like a little darkness under my eyes because I'm a human. So I like to use the green tone corrector as my primer base. What I'm doing now is I'm just putting some under eye concealer on. I like to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the 16-hour matte finish. I've seen a lot of people using this, which makes me feel like I made a good choice. Yeah, I used to put on way too much because it can cause some creasing, but now what I like to do is I just put 2 dots and that tends to be enough, sometimes even still too much. And then I just kind of blend that into my eye socket area. So now that we've done that, usually at this point I would do my eyebrows. Now my great grandma Bit has pretty fine eyebrows and she doesn't fill them. My arch is out here. Hers is a little bit more centered. So I'm gonna try and play with that without adding darkness to my eyebrows. My eyebrows are actually quite thick. I really do the most to shape them because, yeah, if I didn't, I would have quite the set of brows. I have also had my brows thicker in the past. I've also had them thinner in the past because I grew up as a child of the millennium, and if you see pictures of me from like early high school in like 2006, oh my god, those are not cute eyebrows. So they're pretty dark because my hair is really dark. I have very coarse eyebrows as well, so that's also what adds to their natural darkness. When I pencil my brows in a little bit. I just put little bits and then I sort of like brush it to kind of blend. I use a very charcoal approach to my eyebrows, but that way I don't need to use so much because it can so quickly look just dense and blocky because they're so dark already. I'm gonna take a little bit of that under eye concealer and put these 2 little spots on my eyebrows, which I'm just gonna kind of brush that in just to create the illusion of perhaps a thinner brow. I do feel like that already looks a little bit lighter, so I think I'm gonna do one more teeny little dot on there. Okay, so I have got my little eyebrow kit, and I'm gonna grab this one with the slanted edge. I can't say for certain that this is gonna do what I want it to do, but who knows? Maybe we'll get real lucky and it'll all work out the way we want. Great, and it doesn't necessarily look like my eyebrows anymore, which is pretty cool. I have to say though, when I do cosplay makeup, I'm winging it all the time. I know I mentioned before that I referred to this as a cosplay, but I have actually been cosplaying for about 8 years. If you'd like to see, I can put some examples up right over here. I love cosplaying. I think it's so much fun. It really kind of ties in a lot of my favorite things to do in the whole world. Be a character, create an incredible new outfit from scratch, makeup, hair, wigs, wig styling, prop making, building, designing, all of that stuff. I live for it. So this is kind of an interesting take on it. And this is exactly what I would do for a character, even if it wasn't somebody that I'm related to. So I think we're working this out pretty well together. She's got very, very, very little eye makeup on in terms of, I mean, really in general. Also, these fun crystally things are on my lamp. So that's where that detailing is coming from. It's kind of like that iridescent window film you can buy. But it's a beautiful crystal lamp. Because we like crystal. Because we like shiny things. I'll say it every time, every episode. We like shiny things. Okay, I think... So she puts most of the color right in the center, and then just kind of lightly looks pretty good. I'd say makeup is done. Success. So I'm back with my box of bobby pins. This box has been through a lot, but I still keep it because I like it. So I'm gonna take this out. This is the part I'm most nervous about, not taking it out, doing the hair. Everything stayed in place really nicely. Okay, I'm gonna spray it until it's pretty cemented in place. But I don't think I want to risk moving it. Just like I could pull some of this out more to fluff it out like she's got it sort of fluffed, but I don't want to risk it. I'm just gonna mess with it in Photoshop to perfect those little details. So if you don't mind me, I'm gonna get changed and I'm gonna snap some pictures and then I'll show you the final results. So thank you for joining me on this hair and makeup experience, and I can't wait to show you how everything turns out. If you are interested, I would love to do a Photoshop tutorial next time I do something like this. I can skip over the hair and makeup transformation and just do a video on how I create a photo. I know there are tons of tutorials out there, but I know I watch, I can't even tell you how many tutorials of similar things because I either really like the creator, I learned something new because everybody has a different take, or it just reminds me that, hey, I really want to do that and I never did that, so I'm really glad I watched this again. So if that's something that's interesting, then perhaps I will add that into the rotation at a later time. So I'll see you in a minute. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was such a cool and special experience, and I'm so happy that I got to go on this adventure with you today. Can't wait to see you next week. Should be a fun and relaxing episode next time around, so take care until I see you next. Scooch over. Oh, nope, I'm gonna stay right here. The queen is coming to Grove High School. Okay. curling iron. Curling iron. Sad spooky eyes. Sad spooky eyes. Don't ask. That song is... Pulled this out to do this one. Genius. We got a genius over here. The makeup. But first, my dad needs my Netflix password. But that is something where I feel like maybe that's not totally right. Who knows?